Today, we're taking a look at Sunglow from Acustica Audio. This is Sunglow. It has new tech within it called Analog Plus, which speaks to the preamp section here and the new Alive mode that was originally introduced with Wine. So going over the controls, we have, of course, the ability to resize the plugin here. We have a handful of presets. And of course, we have up to 4x oversampling. Divided into 3 sections. The first section here is the preamp section. Now, this is a gain compensated trim, which means you will not hear an increase in the volume as you are pushing more into the preamp. Speaking of preamps, we have quite a number of preamps available. Line mic, direct in, stereo compressor, stereo bus, and stereo mix, and the ability to bypass if you do not wish to use it. The Ultra Tech, when this is activated, once you go somewhat past 6, you start to get saturation at its breaking point. The Alive option is new tech, old tech introduced in Wine, where we get the preamps to modulate. So it gives a bit more realism to the nature of the preamps. We have a bypass button, the listen modes, and how to adjust the output after everything has been processed. Now at the top, if I give it some signal, you see we have a scope, and this scope also shows you the EQ curves. And speaking of EQ, we have a hybrid EQ here. The mid-band EQ is from a British console, and the high and low bands are from a solid state console. It appears that the bulk of this is passive. So it's gentle, but it can be extreme on your signal. At the top here, because this is a transformer-based sampling, it's showing you the transformer up here. The hotter your signal, the more that transformer lights up. So with the EQ, we have a high section that does cut on one side, boost on the other side, a lot like classic Pultec, 2 mid-band EQs with the mid-band 1 giving you a high Q option. And we have a low section for our bass tones. And then over to the right here, we have a high pass filter that has 3 separate high pass frequency selection. These are quite musical actually. Now, if you notice when we're going through the EQ, there are red letters here. What these are is they give you the ability to have shelving. So all of the white numbers are bell, and then the red numbers are shelves. So that's what those red numbers mean on the EQ. And finally, we have a hybrid VCA compressor and a limiter. Typical controls, right? Your threshold, your attack, your release, your makeup, dry and wet, of course, your ratio. But we also have additional controls that are not found on any of the hardware. We have a high pass filter for the side chain, our SMOD, which modifies the attack. Now over here on hold is similar, but it gives you further control of the attack. Imagine attack hold would be more like a line that then has a slope, right? So at 0, it's just a slope. So as you move it over, you get a longer line, allowing more of the transient to come through before the attack actually kicks in. And the 3 of these work together to really let you dial in a specific sound, and it works very nice, I may add. Of course, we have release here, and this hold is similar. This one works the same, but just working with the release. Now, of course, you switch to the limiter by going to limit. Then down here at the bottom, next to makeup, we have the power option. So to the left, it's fully peak. To the right, it's more of an average. If you click any control on here, it will put it to its default position. That is the controls. Let us take a look at how we used Sunglow.
The power is in your hand.
So we're back here in Cubase, and let me start by stating that Sunglow is actually very easy on the CPU. Right now, if you take a look at my mixer screen, you'll see that I have Sunglow on quite a number of tracks, as well as buses. All the harmony parts just need some basic frequency alteration. All right, and then we bus all of that to a harmony bus. We also have our chorus bus, and these include Sunglow as well. So we're gonna before and after.
I'm forever young. Let me remove these clothes and soothe your soul and rub all the pain away. We could try these things we've never done before. Hold the bed, we'll take time for love and play until the time you say. And whatever it costs to be your lover, it ain't no loss for me. There's no other forever. I want you, I want you, I'm forever young. Let me remove these clothes and soothe your soul and rub all the pain away. We could try these things we've never done before. Hold the bed, we'll take time for love and play until the time you say. And whatever it costs to be your lover, it ain't no loss for me. There's no other forever. I want you, I want you, I'm forever.
That is my review of Sunglow from Acustica Audio. The preamp on here with the Ultra and the Alive is characterful. The gentleness of the EQ lends itself to a lot of character shaping. And of course, as I mentioned, this low pass filter here, especially at 45 for overall mixes. 83 I would use mostly on instruments that don't require any tone down that low, and 118 I would generally put on vocal tracks and then just shape things as I see fit. The compression is something special. Overall, as a transformer-based console sound, I'm loving it, and I would suggest you try it out for yourself, spin it around the block a few times, and see if it's something that you can add to your tools for mixing. If you're interested in getting a copy of Sunglow, check the description for the link. Outside of that,